Okay. There's a difference between... someone drove right up in here. Okay, there's a difference between balance and unity. Because one could say that a system that has two poles that are sharply separated and yet equal amounts of positive and negative on each side, that's balanced. But it's not unity, it's exactly duality. So I believe this is the duality that science itself creates. So you can see right away that that could be a problem. So you can't get here's how it is. Here's how it works. Is that every duality, whether it's particle or wave, or space and time, or mind and body, it's like a teeter-totter, a seesaw. Seesaw. Teeter and totter. What science is trying to do is find the perfect balance of those two systems by always adding more weight to one of the sides, but not recognizing that that moves the other end. That is exactly what's moving the other end. So we have to just observe. We have to observe without bias, and word and measurement is bias. So you can't get more perfectly balanced than the state of superposition. I'm going to repeat that. The state of superposition is the state of perfect balance. And the thing-nothing model is not describing that perfect balance. But the triune system is, because it is an expression of the state of superposition, where the two aspects, the two ways in which it can be described. They're not relating to each other, they're relating to the superposition. So you take the state of a curve. The state of a curve is convex and concave as they relate to the curve. If you read the definition of concave, it doesn't refer to the convex at all. And if you do the opposite, if you read the convex, it doesn't refer to the concave at all. They both refer directly to curve. And if you apply the thing-nothing model to the curve, one of the convex, the convex would be relating to the curve, but the concave would be relating to the convex. So the concave would be defined as the nothing, as the lack of the convex. Well, you can't have the lack of a concave where and only have convex. The very fact that you are describing the outside of a curve opens the opportunity, the potential to define the other side. So we have to stop trying to find unity by measuring the concave and the convex, and that measurement would be some sort of equation, right? So we just need to stop that, because that's what produces the illusion. Do you see the trap that science is in? It's that Chinese finger trap, and they just keep getting deeper and deeper. They didn't even heed their own warning with Heisenberg's uncertainty principle and Gödel's incompleteness theorem. That is the answer. The answer is, okay, you've reached the limit and it doesn't work. This is one of the ones that doesn't ever stop. But the triune system stops it. You see, if one looks at that triune system and with sincerity notices that it's the same system being expressed in each row, the same information is being expressed in each row, then that unifies at some level, science, like disciplines within science, mathematics, physics. See, like it is the unifying substrate upon which all of this arises. And it's so difficult for me to understand how people can't see it. But I'm going to phrase it differently so I can understand. They can't see it. They don't want to see it because it's impossible to me to not see how that's the same information being expressed at each one of these most fundamental inquiries into reality. It unifies all of those. Religion with science, physics and math within science. I don't know what it's going to take. I'm just going to keep holding that truth within my consciousness. And as this non-conceptuality gains traction or momentum or reaches some sort of tipping point within human consciousness, I believe that the truth will be revealed. I think it has to, in a big way, in a deep, deep, deep way. This is something that goes deep, not wide. The roots they have to go really, really, really deep first, because it's going to shake everything. It destroys everything, and it's going to be attacked. At first, it's ignored. It's been ignored. It's been ignored, and what's the next step? I don't know. I can't remember. But I don't think it's going to be attacked now, because I think it's going to be it's starting to be recognized. It takes away the fear of death, right? There's no more nothing. Nothing no longer exists in this model. There is no lack, there is no void. There's only, you describe the nothing as instead life and potential, which it is. It's that which never changes and that which never is born and never dies, and all those cliches. Like at the end of this, it's happiness, okay? I need to reassure everyone that's watching this is that what I'm talking about is only death of the ego and death of what is illusion. But you take it to be you. That is why it's so terrifying, and you just don't want to even address it, even though you may say the words come out of your mouth that you do want to address this, and you want to find out who you are, and and why you exist. Then you have to be brave and let go of all that even reasonably appears to be false. Not just on faith, but by your own reason and intuition. That's like, yeah, well, this theory actually explains the why. It's at least offering, especially when it comes to the solving of is math discovered or invented? Like, that has to be taken seriously, and it has to, like, it's just so obvious to me that it's equal parts funny and sad. But it has to be this way. Like I said, natural growth, roots deep, and then it'll sprout. The little green baby will pop its head out of the soil, and it's off. It's gone. Its growth will be, but it's the roots that matter. So we understand this at the deepest level, and if that we is a dozen of us, then we understand this, that it at the deepest level that we can, and that is actually through the experience of abiding in as thought-free awareness. That's the only way to prove this stuff, is to engage in the practice of transcending thought. That's what this is. That's all it is. It's not some sort of ritual, or like, it's just nothing wild. It's just different. It's so different that it seems like it might be crazy or lead to crazy. I don't know. All right, I'm wrapping this up. Just engage in the practice. If this sounds reasonable, the quickest way to verify it is to engage in the practice. Dedicated practice. And just check out the thought-free state.